So Judgement Night 2 for Enzo Maccarinelli. Can he win his title back and return to his lethal best?
Danger, danger! Oh, cracking left hand! Don't bother with the count! It's a coronation night for Enzo Maccarinelli! And a great left hook, Law's Glennon, and the towel goes in. He might be ready to go here. The fight is stopped. If you wanted a statement from Maccarinelli, there it was.
Maccarinelli can't wait to step back into the ring against Francisco Alvarez.
I'm just ready to go. You know, I was supposed to box in July, I was supposed to box in September, then the thing with Banks, then with Hyde. So, you know, all this is just, just adding more fuel to the flame.
Is Francisco Alvarez going to get it then?
He's definitely going to get the brunt end of what I'm feeling at the moment, but I'm going to be focused, chin's going to be down, my hands are going to be nice and high. I'm going to do things right. I'm not just going to come in there wading in, or you never know, maybe I will.
Alvarez, a late change of opponent for Maccarinelli. It sounds like he could be in trouble as well.
Yep, there's always danger with an unknown puncher, but Maccarinelli sounds very confident, he sounds very focused, he sounds like he wants to fight back and make a point. After
the Hay defeat, you can see how hungry he is to get back there and back into his best.
It's always hard when you have a loss like that and when you lose a world championship. He wants to come back. He knows he's got the quality to come back, and I think he will.
Also on the bill, this side of the Atlantic, an intriguing heavyweight contest. The first prizefighter champion, Martin Rogan, takes on Olympic gold medalist Audley Harrison. The boxing stylist against the Belfast hardman.
I've had my ups and downs, never lost belief. My desire is more than ever, and the critics keep motivating me because they're motivating me, keep writing me off. But the bottom line is, when I tick all my boxes and turn up ready to win, I win.
He obviously wants to fight at his pace, the snail pace. I obviously want to go at the Formula One pace. I'll go with the Formula One pace. It's more exciting.
The harder he tries to knock me out, the quicker he's going to get knocked out. You can't try and rough me up.
The only thing I have a job to do. It's business as usual. Jump in the ring Saturday night and let it go, and that's what I intend to do.
There's one thing that Martin Rogan always provides, and that's excitement, Glenn.
And I think that's what he's going to provide. And, he wants to end the career of Audley Harrison. He's going to go in there. He's going to give it his all, fight 3 minutes of every round.
So, Martin Rogan against Audley Harrison, just part of a fabulous night of action. Coming next, the American leg of Judgement Night and the super fight between Oscar De La Hoya and Manny Pacquiao. It's being called the dream match, the golden boy against one of the greats.
I've faced many pound-for-pound fighters in the world these days and in my career, and Manny Pacquiao, what he brings to the table is going to be a tough fight.
Welcome back. He's a national hero in his native Philippines, a superstar to boxing fans around the world. Many say that Manny Pacquiao is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. But what makes him so special? Here's Adam Smith.
Manny Pacquiao's one of the most exciting, ferocious and much-loved fighters in the sport today. Pacquiao's won world titles in 4 weight classes and is seen by many as the current pound-for-pound king.
It's going to be a history in boxing, not only in the Philippines, but it's a big honor to our country, because first in history in boxing that a Filipino can fight in 100% from flyweight to moving up 147. So it's a big honor to me to win the fight.
Pacquiao's superb southpaw speed, come-forward aggression and explosive power have lit up the boxing scene. The Pac-Man's always thrilling to watch. Pacquiao does hit hard. He might be an ex-flyweight, and he's done it again! Manny Pacquiao's idolised back home in the Philippines. After a victory, there's often a public holiday when hundreds of thousands celebrate.
Thank you, Manny Pacquiao!
Pacquiao has a personal staff of over 70, but the Filipino superstar remains very down-to-earth, amiable, approachable and extremely dedicated.
We're doing our best in training. And this is the hardest training what we did in the past few years.
If you beat Oscar De La Hoya, what will it be like in the Philippines?
Oh yeah, that's good for the Filipino people.
Pacquiao stunned Mexican greats Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales. But if he can upset Oscar De La Hoya, the world will be his oyster.
I'm getting stronger, and I hope I can beat him.
This will be his defining night, because this is like something they tell me we're not supposed to win, but you know, if that always happens, life would be boring. It's like, you know, upsets make the world go round.
I am ready.
It looks it as well, doesn't it? Look at this, #1 in the pound-for-pound rankings, and look, Glenn, at the company he's keeping.
It's not just the company he's keeping, he's on top of names like that. You know, Joe Calzaghe, one of the best British fighters of all time, the executioner Bernard Hopkins. I mean, some great names. Ricky Hatton down there at 9. Pacquiao sits on top of a great list of superb fighters.
Given that, should he be a bigger world star than he already is?
I think, you know, he's a pretty massive star. And if you go anywhere in the world and you speak to a Filipino, you mention the name Manny Pacquiao, you've got an instant friend for life. He's huge, you know. I mean, he's based in the Philippines and he lives there, so he's not widely known, but the things he's done are amazing in boxing.
And what are his qualities?
Oh, you know, he's pure excitement. He's, you know, if you're a fighter or you're a big fight fan, he's the sort of fighter you want to watch, because he gets in there, he has a good old-fashioned tear-up, but he's quality, you know. He throws punches all the time, and he can bang, and he takes bigger men out.
If anyone can put on a show, he can.
Oh, most definitely. You know, he reminds me very much of a Roberto Duran, who fought a Golden Boy in 1980 in Sugar Ray Leonard, moving up in weight, and did the same thing and defeated him.
Well, the two fighters have come face-to-face in Las Vegas. Ian Darke was there.
Is Oscar De La Hoya too big or too old? Is Manny Pacquiao too fast or too small? Those are the questions buzzing around this multi-million-dollar fight with its accompanying media circus. At the last news conference, De La Hoya found himself unflatteringly compared to losing presidential candidate John McCain by Pacquiao's promoter Bob Arum.
Oscar De La Hoya has had great accomplishments in the sport of boxing, but like John McCain, a little long in the tooth and a little slow.
De La Hoya has a problem here. He's expected to beat a naturally smaller man. So I asked him, is this a hiding to nothing? Because everybody will say, you're bigger than him, you should beat him anyway.
Well, obviously people are going to say, yes, Manny's coming up in weight, and you're going down, and you should beat him. And what's the prize for you? What do you have to win? I've faced many pound-for-pound fighters in the world these days, and in my career, and Manny Pacquiao, what he brings to the table is going to be a tough fight.
A parade of Mexican ex-world champions turned up to support Oscar, and he's even got Muhammad Ali's old trainer Angelo Dundee on board.
And we know Oscar, God bless him, he's always done everything good for boxing. I'm thrilled to be involved with this fight because I'm getting all juiced up. It's a great fight.
Pacquiao's on a guaranteed $11 million here. But how can an ex-flyweight beat a one-time middleweight? Well, what a fascinating fight this is. The golden boy Oscar De La Hoya, who's been up as high as middleweight, Manny Pacquiao, 4-weight world champion, pound for pound best in the world at the moment. He used to be a flyweight. How can they do it? Well, it is a big event here, Jim.
It's a huge event. I mean, Oscar De La Hoya is still the biggest name in boxing. He's facing the pound for pound best fighter in the world today. Massive.
Pacquiao's an interesting character, of course. Crime stops in the Philippines every time he fights. He rides in the King's jets. He's got 28 bodyguards, but he is up against it size-wise.
Yeah, he is, but I mean, the size may be the only real advantage that Oscar De La Hoya has. Pacquiao is younger, he's faster, he's at his peak when he's showing the best form of his life. Some really impressive scalps on his belt recently. So Oscar wasn't always great over the 12 rounds. Pacquiao was a tremendous 12-round fighter. He's got a chance.
He's got some explosiveness for certain, Pacquiao. But De La Hoya, I mean, some people thought he beat Floyd Mayweather. That was a pretty good display now when you look back on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and if you look at his recent performances, there are no real signs of decline. I think he's boxing well, and I think he's thought long and hard about this fight. He knows that his career is on the line, everything to lose, nothing to gain. I think he's pretty sure he's going to win this.
The interesting thing with the Las Vegas bookmakers here is bit of money for Pacquiao, and De La Hoya is only 7-4 on. I thought he'd be about 4-1 on.